When I was growing up, I was raised a Christian, and I used to go to church every week from when I was about 4 years old. And while I appreciated the religion in many ways, I didn't really connect with God in that way. I didn't really feel that I was making a connection with a higher power. And the rituals and the singing and the listening and all those sort of things, they just didn't really hit the mark for me personally. Maybe because I was a child, or maybe it was something else. I was also the son of the priest, so I was known as the vicar's son. And I remember one day one of the kids in my school came up to me when I was in the park and asked me, "Do you believe in God? Do you believe in God?" It wasn't cool. It seemed like it wasn't cool to believe in God at the time. And I said no. I said no. Because I didn't want to be looked down on. I wanted to be appreciated and fit in with other people. And when he left, I felt really bad about it. I felt really bad because I did believe in God. I didn't know exactly who God was, but I did believe there was some kind of God somewhere. And so as years went on, I stopped going to church, rebelled against that, and just carried on with my life doing what teenagers do, getting up to mischief, causing problems for myself and other people, and living a life of narcissism and indulgence. And then one day I attended my mother's meditation group. She'd discovered a form of meditation called Raj Yoga, and I sat in that group one evening out of desperation because I felt so depressed and confused in my life. I thought, what have I got to lose by sitting here and learning something new? So I sat there and she explained to us that you are a soul, that you're not your body, you're not your personality and this character, you are a spiritual being. And I thought, well, that's great. I was wondering who I was, and that makes a lot of sense to me. I'm a spiritual being incarnated in this body. And then she explained to us that God isn't some random thing in the sky or some man with a beard waiting to attack us. He's not some horrible person judging and condemning people and messing about in people's business. She explained that God is actually, like a soul, is a being of light, but God is the supreme being, the one who is constantly blissful, constantly loving, and constantly showering beautiful vibrations down from that world of light where we all come. And I thought, well, that's wonderful. That makes a lot more sense. And she said, by remembering him, by remembering that being in that light, we can make that connection, that union. Just like if you remember a person, you connect with that person. You can imagine someone that you love and you can connect with them, and you can imagine being with them, and you can feel being with that person. And in the same way, we can remember this being of light and love, and we can feel those beautiful vibrations coming into our being when we remember. It's like plugging in a battery, just like we charge our cell phone. You plug in the electricity and you charge it up. We can plug in the vibration of the soul. And so when I had that experience and just realized this, I thought, well, this is much, much, much easier than anything else that I've been told. And it felt very warm to me. So instead of being guilty about it or feeling ashamed of believing in God, I thought, no, God is a being of love and light. And I remember one day I started doing meditation, and about 2 weeks after I started doing meditation, one day I sat there on a chair, and all of a sudden I felt like a waterfall of love, like literally like I was under a waterfall with all this love pouring through me. It was so intense, so intense that I almost fell off my chair, literally. I was like, whoa, what is this? And I remember coming back, talking to one of my friends and saying, what I just experienced today was definitely not something I've done, because I've never experienced anything like that before. And from that moment onwards, I really had that deep appreciation and connection with God as the being of light and love, who wants to take away all of our suffering and all our pain, and in return give us lots of power, blessings, peace, joy, bliss. And I can genuinely say from the depth of my heart that there is nothing like that experience of joy and freedom. Nothing. I live here in America, I have whatever I want, I can do what I want, I'm very successful in many ways and have a lot of freedom. But despite all those opportunities, which I'm very grateful for, there's nothing like the feeling of being charged and being free and being full of the power, right? It really brings up all that joy, that bubbling joy from within. And so, if you're wondering who God is and how to connect with God, then just remember it's very, very, very easy. It's very easy. You just first of all remember that you are a being of light. You're not your body. It doesn't matter what you look like, or whether you're black, white, green, blue, or whatever it is. It doesn't make any difference. Old, young, that's completely irrelevant. A spiritual being is a spiritual being. The soul doesn't get bigger or smaller. So everyone is the same. A tiny, tiny point of light. Tiny point of light sitting here behind the eyes. So the soul is a beautiful being of light. And God is also like a shining light. I like to imagine God like the sunshine coming down, because we can easily see the sun sparkling in the sky, and that energy comes into us. Physically, the physical sun fills us with sunlight. If it's cold outside and you go out into the sun, it's like, the sun, that's wonderful. The sun is powerful. God is obviously not this physical sun, but if you can imagine that vibration of powerful energy coming from beyond, and we feel that within us. And what I personally like to do is I like to breathe it in, breathe in that light coming in, and then as I breathe out, just sending those vibrations all around me. So you can use your breath, breathing in, filling up with that light, and breathing out. And it goes throughout your whole body like a wave of good vibrations and peace, out all around into the world around you. Breathing it in and shining it out, right? And it's very easy. It's completely free. You can do it anytime you want. You can do it while you're walking around. Do it right now. And as you do, you get the charge, the power, right? Because we all need spiritual power to be able to get anything done in life. If we feel weak and needy and confused and addicted and stressed, we can't do anything. Our life is a mess. But when we get that spiritual power, it gives us energy, and then we can do the things we need to do, and it makes us feel really, really, really good. So instead of wasting all our time running around after things, we feel the good vibrations, shine them out all around us, giving thanks and praise. And it can be done anywhere, anytime. So hopefully this has been helpful, changed my life, and I hope it can for you too. Much love. Om Shanti.